So hi, anyone and everyone. I've been making this video for a while now, but I got inspired to finish it from an episode of The X-Files that mentioned it, where a criminal got turned to a younger version of himself through a mad doctor's experiment. This doctor came up with his experiment after working on children with progeria. So let's just get started. So, progeria, or Hutchinson's-Gilford's progeria, is a genetic condition that causes a child to look like they're aging really fast. In a sense, it's a terminal disease. Most kids with it don't live past their early teenage years. You see, it's caused by a mutation in a gene called the lamin A gene, and it affects boys and girls equally. Children with progeria usually appear healthy and only really start to show signs in the first 2 years of life. At that point, the parents will notice different features. So children with progeria tend to have bigger heads, or the medical term macrocephaly, with lots of veins present on the head. They have large eyes, they also have some hair loss, and their ears stick out. Their noses are also pointed and beak-like. Progeria doesn't seem to affect their intelligence. They also have high-pitched voices and really small teeth. When it comes to diagnosis, a child with progeria will be seen by the doctor, and the doctor will notice the progeria-like appearance. At that point, genetic testing can be done. So children with progeria don't just look old. Unfortunately, children with progeria also die from the same things as people that are actually old. The most common way that older people die is usually blood vessel diseases, and it's the same problem with children with progeria. They develop what's called atherosclerosis, which is hardening of the arteries that are important for carrying blood throughout the body. This usually presents in one or two ways. First being heart attacks, second being strokes. So since their bodies basically respond and react like an old person's body, they are usually treated the same way as an older person would be treated. Children with progeria need to make sure that they get adequate exercise, ensure that they're on a proper diet, and they are given adequate hydration. They can also end up on heart medications because they can develop chest pains, and they can also be on heart medications to prevent heart attacks. They can also end up on anti-cholesterol medications. Besides this, they also end up on physiotherapy for their joints, just like an older person. At the moment, there is no cure for progeria, but there are clinical trials currently looking for a cure. But even though there isn't a cure, there are certain things that can be done to lessen the impact of the disease on the lives of children and their family members. For example, things like family counseling. This was a really short one, just going through the basics of progeria. I hope you learned something, and thank you.